So what's your name?
Uh, my name is Benjamin Wann. Most people call me Ben. I don't really care about my name and how it's said. Just
Answer either way, right?
and either way is fine to me. And
So it's 2020, year 2020, and how old are you now?
today I'm 18 years old.
So, okay, so you're 18 and a half, essentially,
Yeah.
and um, so we're doing a video for Cure GRIN, and you have a gene mutation that's called,
GRIN2A.
so you have GRIN2A, and what does that mean to you to have GRIN2A?
Uh, to have GRIN2A, or for me that has GRIN2A, is basically I mean, I feel because I grown out of it, or I feels like I grown out of it, and it feels uh, like I'm natural. But having grown to a had made me forget a couple of things. Very slow, but at, at least knowing on what to do, but just have to learn it slowly than other people. And there's a lot of struggles trying to read more and trying to write better. Uh, Handwriting was not good, was pretty sloppy, but then gets better. And then my brain process was thinking way, way slow. So there would be a thing that comes up, like a movie or a TV show. I know what the movie is, but I don't know what the movie is called. But I know what it looks like, and I know the first letter of what it's called. I would have some struggle with most of the things with what I have,
The memory recall.
the memory recall and stuff. Um, and Images in my head would be foggy, but it would, most parts would be clear of details. Very good at knowing details, but not really good at name calling or anything. It kind of slows me down on my real life time of what I need to do, or at least trying, and also trying to explain to other people is a big struggle as well. When I'm trying to say to the movie, uh, talking about movie, let's go, Rocky and Bullwinkle. Just say Rocky and Bullwinkle, and those I would have to explain orange moose and blue squirrel. That both of them are kind of goofballs. Then sometimes I change the um, change the lookout because no one actually knows what I'm trying to talk about. Wait, orange moose and blue squirrel. A lot of people will know who I'm talking about, and a lot of people have struggles of what I say. And then I go, okay, there was a movie on Rocky and Bullwinkle, and they, uh, the two characters went to the real life world, and they were on a mission. And then people will be like, Rocky and Bullwinkle, that's it. Or there would be, oh, there was a hilarious movie once. I just don't remember, but I'm not gonna talk about it or whatever. You know. I just
Very good. So when you were little, you started having seizures at 3 years old. And we've kind of talked a lot about over the years what your life was like when you were really young. What do you recall um, how life was like for you, maybe being a little bit different? Were you a little different? Do you think you were different than anyone else?
uh well, now that I kind of think about it, is that were people acting normal around me to make me feel better, and or were people actually just being themselves around me, and because I didn't feel different, and I didn't think differently, but I mean I thought differently. I didn't really.
You didn't know you were
I
different.
didn't know, but I mean I knew I was different. You told me multiple times, and I would remember at least. Yeah, I have this, and yes, I can control it, but I just really don't know what people actually thought of. It was either a hard thing, or they didn't care and they moved on and thought I was a normal human being.
Well, what were some of the things that, so like when you first started having seizures, what were they like? Or what did we tell you that you experienced and what your life was like? How did you communicate with us when you were younger?
Um, Honestly, I think communication with you guys as parents, where you understand, and then it was trust, and then it went to, but it was like, it was simple because all I did was I had to actually either now, like if I'm struggling on something, what it is or what it looks like, you don't know what it is or how it works, um, I would have to actually try to search up of what I'm thinking, show it to you, and go, this is what it is. This is what I'm talking about. Or
It was hard to communicate
it was,
when
but
you
if
were
we're
young.
at the stores, like I want that cereal box,
Mm-hmm.
pointing at the cereal
Mm-hmm.
cereal that I wanted.
Sure. Simple communication.
Simple, but
So, what were your seizures like?
my seizures were, I didn't understand. I didn't feel anything. There was no headaches, no pain, no ache. It was just waking up and going, "What? You said what? I had what? A seizure? What?" So it was like a normal thing to me. So it'd be a thing where it's like super scary, or because it mainly happens at night, and we have seen results of people passing away uh, on having a seizure in their pillow or in their sleep, because those were the only times that actually happened. I can't really tell on what was the thing. I didn't know the difference. But I understand that, like, okay, now getting older, I now know, alright, I may know that I probably just had one or something like that. Which now my brain is telling me, go, okay, well, seems like you just, but right now I haven't had one since 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
and off of CBD oil.
right? So how do you feel different being on your CBD oil?
I speak more. I I can understand better. I can remember things better. I can at least know patterns better than other different things. I can basically I grew better as well. Like I got taller as I started doing CBD, and then learned to just be healthy on my own and do the things I need to do on myself. Do uh, adult stuff, write, vote, and things automatically.
Sure. So do you make sure that you get plenty of rest?
I try.
Yeah,
I really
and
try.
your stress, do you try to make sure you're not in a stressful situation?
I when I'm in a stressful situation, I don't think of the stressful situation. I think of basically kind of nothing. But I go with the thing that's right in front of me, and I focus on it. But I keep going. But I don't really. I ignore the other thoughts, the other things. Ah, you're not going to make it, or oh, you're probably going to fail, or But I take it into put them together and make it into another thing, which then turn it into like a funny thing to me or something like that. Like a test will come up and be like, test, fantastic, doing some test that whatever reason either makes sense to me or doesn't make sense at all. Uh, so that's basically every, uh, you know,
Do you ever get upset with yourself?
I do that, but it's a little brief of a moment of, well, what am I upset for? How am I, like, okay, try to make the upset thing and try to make it better and not
Get worked up?
worked up like on my 3D printer. That's like upsetting,
Sure.
but I
You get
keep
frustrated,
going
right?
to it, but I
Yeah.
don't at least.
You can
I'm
get
not,
frustrated, but you
yeah,
don't usually like
I don't throw
get too worked up.
I don't throw anything, I don't,
Right. Right.
because then, well, maybe if I get too angry,
Mhm.
that could cause something, but
But you handle it pretty well.
I handle.
Now, have you ever been bullied, Benjamin, for being a little different?
No. I mean, there would be times on video games, but then I say I can't think straight because then I say I have epilepsy, and they go, oh, we just, okay.
And then they have a little bit more tolerance
They have
for
more,
you,
then they'd be like,
and you're
okay,
not hiding
well,
it, and you don't feel ashamed.
no.
Do you feel ashamed?
No,
You don't feel ashamed
I
for.
don't.
So, what would you say to the younger kids that have, um, and maybe the parents of children that have children with GRIN2A? What would you like the children and the parents to know? What life has been like for you? Because you started having seizures 15 and a half years ago when you were 3 years old. So it's been a journey for you pretty much your whole life, obviously, with GRIN2A. What would you tell the children and also the parents of young ones what to expect? and maybe how you feel inside, something that you'd like them to know.
I honestly think that it shouldn't be a worry, or it shouldn't be a panicking, or always feel overwhelmed over something, or you could possibly just, or don't. And also for parents, don't like freak out on the little things, on other stuff. If the kid has a very strong way of having a seizure, then I would try to wait the 5 minutes that you're supposed to, and if not, emergency meds are needed. But the only thing is, don't stress your kid out, and don't be stressed out by your kid. Just always be calm, cautious, and supportive. It's a lot of them are just uh, but people are way different, and when you normally try to think of a, a solution or something, I would try um, searching something up, like reading. And if they're having reading, I would try to think of, okay, so they're reading, and he can read to this level, but he needs to read this level. So look for apps, and search, like if they're first grade, but or they read in the first grade, but they're in third grade or something. Anyway, so they read in they're in third grade, and they're kind of having an struggle. Just look for, okay, start from the bottom, which is first grade, but there are other apps out there. So we're not in 1999, so everything is a lot easier to find, uh, to find the object that, or not object, but the subject that you're looking for, or any other material that you need. So um, try to breathe, stay calm, and uh, research, or whatever you have to do. It's also depending on how you do it and what you should do, but just do your best. You'll do what you can. You can do it. You know.
So you make 3D printed art sometimes. Do you want to show some of your items there and explain kind of what you do?
So when I first got started with 3D printing, it was a struggle. It took me it would have been 3 days to actually finish it, but it took me almost like a whole week to finish it. From spring break or summer break, and when that first 3D printer was built, finally, it just broke going down the stairs to see if I can get a print going. And I got a second 3D printer, and that went to town. It finally did something for once. The first one actually made just, and that's the first layer, and it went blank. It just went. So that was the first. This one, we got it going, and we actually got something, and this time it didn't make those misses. There would be sometimes of uh, spaghetti mess where the print is looking nice, but then the top half is everywhere, and it's basically ghosting on the print. And so here's here's my very first successful print. It's this 2019 here, and it is basically, if you look on the top, it shows a star, so it's technically an illusion 3D printing. And that is the very first successful print. And then I went and got carbon fiber, and this carbon fiber is this little vase here, and it holds up pretty good. I made 2 of them and successful, but I tried to 3D print some carbon fiber wheels, which this one was made at school, which luckily they had carbon fiber on it, and this is a carbon fiber 3D printed wheel, and this is what it looks like from 3D printed, and I'm about to put it on my skateboard for the presentation that we're doing in class, and I'm going to test it out and all that stuff. And then I got a third 3D printer, little tiny one that wasn't too bad of a 3D printer, and I 3D printed a upgrade to it, which made it where I can 3D print flexible flexible filament, which is called NinjaFlex. And this little boat, which is green, you can't see it. well, well, it's a green boat, but you can't even see if I put it here. But if I put it right here on my screen.
Why can't they see it, Ben?
Well, I have a green screen, as you could tell by the surroundings over right here. You see the little surroundings and the green reflection from my hair, but also very vibrant green boat that can basically be the mountain. Anyways, you see it from my face, so if I just do, what am I doing? If I just do that, you could see the boat.
Oh, can you see it there?
Anyways, so.
And you did this whole background, and you set up your. You have your own camera on your computer. And you set all this up yourself.
Set it up myself. I bought my own material. I bought a monitor for a dual monitor. So.
Show me the little one there, or you're right next to your hand.
Oh. This was also on the little one. And this is a little Pikachu. That was the very first successful print. This was this was the second when my printer, so everything backwards is, this was the first, multiple, this was my very first successful great print.
So there are a lot of things that you can do in your life with GRIN2A. What are some things that you're still struggling with in life with GRIN2A?
The things I'm struggling with in GRIN2A is communi- uh, kind of communication, but mainly if if the person trusts me and I trust them, communication is great. If communication is it's just when I can't, like, what are you doing? How am I supposed to do this? You first of all, like, you gave me something and I don't even know what I'm doing. So that would be like a big mind struggle to me. Another thing that I really don't like or is the fast let's go at it. For instance, school, and when I do work or when I do work at school and try to do I try to do the assignment, I'm trying to basically sign or write the letters down. I'm looking at one letter at a time when I'm
So
at
you're
school.
just a lot slower
I'm a lot slower, which
processing. Mm-hmm.
and then he's on the next subject, and then I have half a word that makes no sense. So I just try to think of what that word is because the word is not coming to my mind, and I don't know how to spell it. So I just go. That was probably a T. That was an O. No, hold on. So I'm racing, trying to listen to the teacher, and I basically can't, and it's just hard. So spelling hurts when trying to do spelling.
So what support do they give you at school for your struggles?
The support that I get for my struggles are
You're on an IEP.
so I'm on an IEP, and that helps a lot. So people who don't know who an IEP is, it's for kids who have disabilities or issues with learning, and they can't do the same things as other people. Um, and so then another teacher is there to help them, and the teacher helps them through most of the things, and you figure out of what the teacher is trying to talk to you about and on how you are learning it. And then, okay, so or for an example, for the teacher's side, it would be math. Then you'll get a you'll try to they'll teach you something, or they try to get you to understand it more often than they like they know what your struggles are, they know what you need to know, and they will figure out a lot of the problem.
But you get extra support.
You
So
get extra, it's an extra support, so it's kind of like a bridge with an extra leg.
so what do you do for fun to stay healthy, Ben?
I try to just uh, do what have been told. Wash your hands, take showers, eat fruit and vegetables. Is there if there's a certain type of fruit fruit or vegetable, because there's some fruits I don't like, which are like uh, not melons, but
Berries.
not it's melons, but it's like the grape.
Yeah, it's melon.
It's a melon, right?
Or cantaloupe.
Cantaloupe.
Yeah.
I don't like those.
Okay, so you have a donkey.
Yep.
And what's his name, and what do you do with him?
So I have. So my donkey's name is Burrito, and Burrito and I go on a pack burro racing adventure. Also run, but we just the reason why I say adventure is because we either haul ass up the pass or we walk and join the other group of the walking pack. So it's either A, he's dragging me, or B, I'm dragging him. So it's always just Burrito and I are like two halves of a brother, but I don't know.
But he takes you on these adventures in the mountains, and we get to see some beautiful country, right?
Yep, I get to see. So when going up a mountain, it's like basically a majestical, awesome. It's beautiful. Basically, kind of like the mountain behind me right now.
Yeah. But you're not alone, right?
No.
You got a buddy.
And
do you like having a burro buddy with you?
You know, it's nice because he's not trying to drag me on the floor, and I'm not scraping knees.
The dirt, yeah.
Dirt, wherever.
Do you think he likes you?
See, there's times where it's like where I want him to run, and then there's times where I get him to run, and then I'm like, I can't handle it. Then he's like, I want to run now. It's like, you told me I'm going to run. And now,
he wants to keep running when you're...
And now he's like, well, since you told me I'm going to run, I'm going to... And now you're walking, I'm going to walk with, and we gotta stick with it. This is how we're gonna go, so we're gonna go up this mountain just... like that.
Yeah. But you like being with him?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you also like to train other people on the trail.
Right.
I know I often hear that you help people out, and I think that you like that.
I like helping people on the trail. I think it's...
teaching them.
Teaching someone that I like things I know, and teaching someone makes me feel inspiring. Just knowing what to do and then showing it is like, wow, like
sharing it with others, yeah.
So,
okay. Well, if there's anything else that you want to say, and then you can wrap it up. So feel free to have at it. Okay.
Alright, hey, so this is the future. 2 days, actually 2 days late into the future, or late, early. Hey, so this is the future, me, just 2 days of the future. I haven't thought of anything on that video, so I want to talk about things I probably forgot from the other video. And I'm just gonna let you know that if you're a kid like me, strong abilities to speak, strong abilities to talk with other people, but if you're just letting you know that you are on who you are. You can be whoever you want to be, but don't make your life more stressful. Don't make it harder for you. Try to use teachers as supportive. Ask for help, ask for more questions. If you don't understand anything, Google it. But use the resources that you have. Use your phone. Like I said, Google it. But another thing is to be normal. You can't. There's always weird, different, out of shape, out of mind. But control your thoughts, control your feelings, control your emotions. Make things the way you want it. Now, don't use school as a excuse, or don't use your epilepsy as an excuse. Say, oh, I don't want to do this assignment because I have epilepsy. I really don't want to. Try. Actually do the assignment. The subject that you're supposed to do. Do it the best you can. And just also go, sorry, I'm just having a little hard time. I can't catch up, or I'm a little slow, or other things. That's okay. Just use it wisely and use it the best as you can. And if you struggle a lot, like I do, or something like that, just don't think, okay, I gotta do this, and it's gotta be me who has to do it. There's a lot of things that a teacher can help you with. There's a lot of things, so teacher, but don't use that as an advantage as well. Don't be like, don't want to do the assignment, so I'm assessment or whatever. All of you would understand. Anyways, don't be like, I don't want to do this homework, so I'm gonna let my teacher do it. Just, oh. Anyways, but that's all I wanted to say. Try my best, and don't do drugs.